we got pregnant.
My pregnancy was hard. It was, I think, for me, my morning sickness lasted all through till I delivered. Okay, pregnancies are different, but mine was a difficult one. It was delicate. I was on bed rest almost the whole time. I think I would be put on full bed rest, partial bed rest, full bed rest, partial bed rest. Yeah, and then it was very heavy for me. Like, I couldn't walk. I would walk and I would feel tired, and I grew big very fast. Like, I was showing, by the time I was 10 weeks, I was showing.
We were expecting 3 children, which was very exciting because, I mean, you dream of having twins, but you don't think it would happen to you. So the prophecy of 10 children now was being fulfilled in our own eyes. So we started asking ourselves, are they going to be boys, girls? I mean, it's not just hard for a mother, a first-time mother, but also the expectant father. Because you don't know how you're dealing. I mean, your wife is just a crazy person. You don't know. She's having mood swings. Mara anatapika, mara sijui ni mgonjwa, mara utaki mkaribie, una feel like you are the greatest enemy. So you really wonder, how do I deal with this? And I think men must come out and speak, because it's very difficult sometimes to be a husband to a pregnant woman. It's very difficult.
So we were expecting triplets, but the pregnancy was a bit complicated and I developed early labor. So I had to go to hospital at night and several times, but now the last time they tried to reverse the labor, it was not possible. So I had to be taken for an emergency CS at 28 weeks, and that's when we had the babies. And of course they were premature, they were all very small, weighing about between 1.0 to 1.2. And we stayed in the NICU for a while, 11 weeks. And by the time we were leaving, we had lost 2, and the boy and the girl. And we came home with 1, the middle one. Yeah, so it was a very difficult period, because of course watching your baby, first the girl died after 2 days. So, and I watched them try to resuscitate her. I watched her now start bleeding and everything, until the time they placed her in my arms and told me she was gone. And then I had to stay in hospital for all those weeks, visiting the baby, expressing milk for them, because they were purely on exclusive. My doctor did not recommend formula. It was difficult, and at the same time he was campaigning for the primaries, and he was not as available as he would have wanted, or we would have wanted. So
when I saw them, and the neonatologist could not allow me to hold my babies, I was wondering why. So they were being transported one by one. I was the first to see them because their mother was not there. She was still in the theater, in the ward. And then I was allowed to go see them. And then everybody around me was happy because I told them then, I mean, my wife has gone to deliver. But then for me I was shocked because I didn't know what it is that we were celebrating. Okay, it's later than people came to understand, but it was a very difficult journey. It's something that we would never ever wish on anyone to be in NICU. It's a difficult journey, and parents who get premature babies, they know this story. It's difficult, the costs are very high. We were left with a bill of 11.2 million shillings, and we needed to clear. It was in the midst of primaries. We had spent a lot of money. Went to the primaries. There was also some violent confrontation with one of my competitors, which I also ended up being injured, but I thank God I have now recovered. So it was not very easy, but we thank God. He gave us such a grace that I don't know how I can explain it.
It was just a period of very mixed, but the most important thing is we had a baby, and the baby was healthy. He brought some kind of soberness, because at the end of the day he needed our care. We needed to take care of him. He needed our love, and we could not take away the love we had for him to mourn who we had lost. He brought a lot of joy. He's taught us how to love. He's taught us how to be patient, because his developmental milestones are a bit slow. So we've learned how to be patient and wait. We work with his time, we work with God's time, and he's really grown to a very handsome and funny little boy.
We were under a lot of tests, but it tested our marriage so much. But then we were able to stand together, and so it was difficult. So it was really difficult, and it made us to mature and to grow very fast.
Of course, mourning takes time, grieving takes time, and you can never put a time limit to grieving. And especially for a mom who has lost a child, it's hard for you to forget. It's hard for me to look at other people with multiples and think, wow, that would have been me, you know. But also, I think for me, and I think for him, I would say is that God has given us a lot of amazing grace, that we can just learn to live with what has happened to us, and appreciate God for even giving us the opportunity to be parents of triplets. You know, at the end of the day, I usually say I'm still a mom to triplets. Whether they're here or not, I'm still a mom, and that's an honor, you know. That's an honor to have carried 3 lives. Yeah, so at the end of it all, I think the whole situation has made us stronger. It has made us come together as a family and know that at the end of the day, we are together. To mothers who deliver premature babies, I think the most important thing is to have hope, because these children need our hope for them to survive. And trust me, they are the biggest fighters. They are the strongest fighters you'll ever meet, because they are fighting to live. What you have to do is to have hope. Make sure you tell them. Make sure you go to spend time with them and tell them that you look forward to them leaving the hospital, and then live a day at a time. And do not ever compare your baby to other babies.